Identity crisis for many NRIs shows up as a confusion about who they are, what they believe, or where they truly belong. In this video, I'll cover three powerful ways this shows up and how you can find your way back to yourself. Lack of belongingness. We as humans have a deep emotional need to feel accepted, whether by family, friends, colleagues, or any social group. Moving to another country is a major life shift that can strain relationships and be a threat to our inherent desire for a sense of belongingness. I am born and raised in India, and my cultural roots are here. You can be born in any country, but relocation means that you are attempting to ingrain yourself in another cultural setup. There will naturally be some tension, as not only is the culture different, but at a micro level, the habits and behaviors of people around you are unlike yours. And you have to adapt to that setup because you chose to be there. Belongingness isn't about fitting in, it's about feeling part of something greater than yourself. If you're conforming more than connecting, it can chip away your identity. Some questions I would ask myself would be, would I behave the same way if I were in my home country? Do I feel free being who I am here? If the answer is no, you're likely operating from a place of fear, fear of social exclusion, or even legal limitations that come from being an expat, which also means that you feel a lack of security. I'll give you a powerful exercise for clarity. Visualize your life in detail. Imagine a day, a month, a year, 10 years from now. Not 5, 10. Do it twice. Once in your home country and once abroad. I am asking you to visualize your life as an outsider. Think of yourself. Magnify yourself quite literally and look at your life 10 years from now in each country. Picture it like different floors in a dollhouse. Observe what's happening. On each floor, observe how that version of you feels and functions. What's present? What's missing? Which floor has parts of you that you need? And how strong is that need? If it's very strong, then you will feel a fragmentation of yourself if you don't attempt to satisfy that need. The simpler question to ask would be, which floor on the dollhouse, which version of you gives you a more satisfying, easy, and relaxed experience? For me, this visualization helped me realize that despite the benefits of living abroad, I was not fully my true self abroad because some of my core needs were unmet. And over time, that led to a deep inner crisis. That was my reality. So I made changes. You don't have to make the same choices as I did, but you do need to be honest about what you truly need. The outsider. After living abroad for a significant stretch, whatever that means for you will feel like an outsider in both countries. You don't fully belong in India anymore, and you're not entirely at home abroad either. This in between state creates confusion, not in terms of who am I? I can't help you with that. But in terms of where do I fit in? You are possibly not fully embracing your original culture in another country due to fear of isolation and judgment. And at the same time, when you return to India, certain beliefs and ways of thinking may no longer make sense to you because of exposure to different perspectives. As a result, people find you less relatable. You feel some level of guilt and shame for not being close to your roots, but you also experience a prejudiced view of India when you're abroad, and that could irk you. These feelings are more dominant after a certain age, so at least I didn't experience it when I was a teenager. There is an almost melancholic nostalgia versus reality situation when NRIs visit India because they have romanticized the idea of home in India. But when they actually visit India, they are unable to integrate. And frequent visits revealed that you have changed. So they feel alienated even in India. So there is an identity crisis even here. I know that there is a deep longing for roots and yet discomfort when you get immersed in modern Indian realities. Coming back to India after 10 to 15 years abroad is not for everyone. Only certain people can do it, and there are very real reasons for it. I'm one of them, and maybe I'll share why in another video. Irrespective of where you decide to live, the best thing to do is to own yourself completely and be utterly shameless about being a perpetual outsider. That's your charm, your uniqueness. And while living abroad, you should definitely befriend people with such shared experiences. Those connections will ease your loneliness. We are all very sensitive, fragile beings. So if someone offers a helping hand, just take it. Disequilibrium. Constantly shuttling between countries, whether it's to visit family or for work across multiple cities, creates a life of excessive movement. And with too much movement comes instability. Think about it. If you are in different cities or countries every other week, your routine and even your weekends become unpredictable. That was my experience in a client facing consulting role. This kind of setup isn't for everyone, and for me, it was deeply unsettling. The real impact of this lifestyle shows up years later. If this constant travel isn't aligned with what you truly want, you're essentially going against the flow. That resistance makes even everyday things feel much harder than they should. This disrupts your inner balance and over time, your relationships too. If and when you decide to move back to your home country, you will feel like you are starting life from scratch all over again. This lap uprootedness delays milestones you once imagined for yourself. You know how people have bucket lists of things they want to achieve by a certain age? All that gets pushed out because you've been constantly adjusting between rules, between cities, between versions of yourself. Living in the West, especially in cities like London, you will experience a tension between individualism and collectivism. In London, there is quite a lot of focus on self growth and personal goals, but that often comes at the cost of family time and emotional closeness. Sometimes you simply can't do both, especially when your family is back home. You can't make clear choices until you've lived these realities. The impermanence, the emotional hurt, it all has to be internalized before you can build healthy boundaries. And while you're navigating this, please don't just fantasize about life abroad. Talk to people who have actually lived it. Discuss the nitty gritty. Being in conversation with people who create a safe space for you to share your fears, understand your feelings, give practical advice, and witness your ups and downs. That's golden. Keep such people in your life. They will anchor you. If you like my reflections, go ahead, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and do share this video. Thank you for watching.